Lamborghini Fenomeno. So, on the surface, the Lamborghini Fenomeno should have been the event of the year. Just 29 cars built, each starting at a cool 3 million euros. A massive V12 engine, a ton of horsepower, exclusivity, and status. It all seems to check the boxes. But the longer you look at this car, the more you start to wonder, is it really worth it? The Fenomeno is based on the Revuelto and inherited its hybrid system. Yes, the power is up to an impressive 1,080 horsepower, but it also gained a lot of weight. Its dry mass is 3,907 pounds, and in the real world, with a driver and fluids, it'll easily tip the scales over 2 tons. For a supercar, that's almost a disaster. Add in an automatic transmission and the long-term risk of battery degradation, and this investment suddenly doesn't seem so brilliant. What's really interesting is that the Fenomeno starts to look a bit dull next to a new competitor. A new player just entered the game, the Garagisti Co GP1. This is one of those cases where a small garage startup suddenly builds a car that captures the spirit of old Lamborghinis better than the Italians themselves. The story behind the GP1 is almost like a fairy tale. The company's founder, Mario Escudero, spent most of his life selling, well, toilet paper and diapers. But a couple of years ago, he bought a Lamborghini Countach, and it completely changed his view on cars. He drove it over 8,000 miles in a single year and decided it was time to build his own car. And that's how the GP1 was born, created with the help of a former designer from Bugatti and Rimac. So let's do a head-to-head comparison. The Fenomeno has 1,080 horsepower. The GP1 has 800 horsepower. But here's the kicker, weight. The Fenomeno, with a driver, is around 4,400 pounds. The GP1 is roughly 2,200 pounds. That's half the weight. The Fenomeno is automatic only. The GP1 gets a proper 6-speed manual transmission from Tremec. Price: Fenomeno, 3 million euros. GP1, around 2.8 million euros. Exclusivity: Fenomeno, 29 units. GP1, 25 units. If you do the math on power to weight, it gets even more telling. The GP1 has almost 800 horsepower per ton. That's a fantastic number. The Fenomeno only has around 609 horsepower per ton. The British newcomer might just be the much more engaging and honest driver's car. Here's my personal take. Honestly, the Fenomeno looks a bit too flashy to me. The two-tone paint, the aggressive body kits, it all feels more like a car for a vanity fair than for genuine driving thrill. The GP1, on the other hand, is more modest, and because of that, it feels closer to the roots of supercars. A naturally aspirated V12, a manual gearbox, a lightweight body without unnecessary decorations. This is a car for people who actually love to drive, not just to collect. It's paradoxical, but this garage startup is now showing us what a Lamborghini should feel like, while the actual company seems to have forgotten why people fell in love with them in the first place. Only time will tell what happens with the Fenomeno and the GP1 on the collector car market. But one thing is already clear: the name on the badge doesn't always guarantee victory.